So I've started a company called Built Modern with the purpose of designing and building new modern homes in the Catskills. I worked with a team of architects to design a beautiful 2,700 square foot modern home to be built in the Catskills. I bought a parcel of land in a private gated community called the Highlands. It's a 6.7 acre parcel of land with its own private pond and a gorgeous view. It's perfect. Instantly, I got a really strong reaction to this listing, and I was in contract to build this house in about 3 weeks. So my idea for the spring house is it's the core design of Built Modern that can be offered and built for multiple clients. So since I went into contract in November, we're in what we call design development. And this is really a super exciting time for me because what I'm really doing is I'm developing the prototype that's going to be the cornerstone of my business. So here's what's happened in the last 4 months as we moved the spring house project from its conceptual design phase to a fully detailed set of plans that's ready to be built. Really, our challenge was to stay as true as we could to those original renderings that people reacted so strongly to. It was very clear to me that I needed to bring another architect in on the project to help me through the next phase of the project, which is design development plans. This is a more detailed set of documents that show exactly how we're proposing to build the house and will allow contractors to see what it is we want and allow them to bid on the project. There's so many interdependent systems in a modern home that all need to be designed and also be designed to work well together. You have to think about all this stuff ahead of time. The last thing you want is to have an HVAC installer come in and be deciding where your HVAC is going to go. All these decisions need to be made ahead of time, thought through thoroughly so you can come up with the best solution, right? We're just going piece by piece through the house to figure out how we're actually going to build this. There's this idea of contractor grade. When a contractor bids on a project, they're bidding contractor grade flooring, contractor grade tile, contractor grade kitchens, contractor grade bathrooms. The idea of what contractor grade is can vary widely from contractor to contractor. And one thing that we were really certain of from the beginning, that there's nothing in Spring House that's contractor grade at all. I mean, this is going to be a unique, high-end modern home. Every element of the home is considered, designed, and executed with the highest level of craftsmanship. So we started looking at every surface, area by area in the house to determine what we would want there and what it's going to cost. So one of the most important elements in the house, both from a design and a cost perspective, are the windows. You know, there's that big, beautiful wall of windows in the living room that looks out into the backyard and the pond beyond. And we also designed that large double sliding glass door from the dining room out onto the covered patio. And beyond that, there's a lot of windows generally in the house that are quite big. So windows are really important. We spent a lot of time on them, bidding them from multiple companies, looking at different ways we can execute this. So we opted to stick as close as we can to those renderings. For that living room, we're going with a curtain wall application from a commercial manufacturer. So that means very, very thin divisions in between those 4 panes on each side of the corner. It's going to be in black aluminum. It's going to be big and beautiful. I mean, it's really just going to be stunning. You're going to stand in that living room and just look out into the landscape beyond. And the same manufacturer is going to do the sliding doors. It's just going to be 2 units there. So big square sliding glass units. Now in the rest of the house, they're a little bit more typical, what we call punched opening windows. We're going from a manufacturer called Marvin. I think that's going to be really beautiful and bring a really beautiful element into the interior. So when we're talking about the interior, I mean, there's all these different surfaces of the interior that have to be considered and balanced together. And we've really started an exhaustive process of identifying all these surfaces and pulling in samples of what they actually could be so that we can touch and feel and really get a feel for what it's going to be like. So whether it's flooring samples or tile samples or kitchen cabinetry fronts, We're visiting plumbing hardware dealerships to identify the different kinds of plumbing hardware, or sinks or faucets or toilets or bathtubs. All of these elements need to be considered ahead of time so it can be really well designed and well curated. You know, the siding has been a big issue that we've looked into a lot. There's lots of different siding products and they all have different advantages and disadvantages and different costs associated. We are going to go with a natural real wood siding on this house. There's not going to be any composite. There's nothing plastic about it. And again, all these different surfaces have to be balanced together. The siding, the flooring, the ceiling, the cabinetry, we have a lot of wood. So we're pulling samples and balancing everything so we come up with a really finished, really elegant overall look. So that has really been our focus over the last 4 months, is really doing that design development set and move forward with our current client and offer the product to a bunch of other clients that are really interested. Obviously the housing market is blowing up right now. There's a huge interest in building, especially out in rural areas where you have space and natural beauty around you. So I'm so excited to keep you guys updated about what's going on this spring with the Spring House. Keep coming back here to YouTube. Press that subscribe button right there. Press that little bell so you get notifications every time I post a new video. Keep coming back here for updates on the Spring House and building in the Catskills generally. See you guys soon. Bye.